segment in a sermon point, or in a major move of a sermon, or in a thought block of a sermon that is geared toward a specific instruction, is to ask the question, why would anyone not obey the commandment? Why would anyone choose not to obey this particular commandment? Here's an example, again, from Romans 16. We're almost to the end of this study in our faith family here. Romans 16:16. Greet one another with a holy kiss. All the churches of Christ greet you. Well, just think about spending a few minutes with the folk, and I think this is wise practice in a lot of sermons. When a sermon is focusing on a command or an imperative or an instruction, however you want to put that, spend some time asking the question, why would you choose not to obey that? What's going on in the human heart that causes this instruction to be unreasonable? No, I'm not going to do that. Greet one another with a holy kiss. It's got all kinds of interesting things going on with the commandment itself, but just for our sake of thinking about preaching with greater accuracy, spend some time allowing your folks to analyze their own depraved heart, their human heart. What is it that keeps us from putting a commandment like that into practice? You could probably think of some reasons right away. The commandment is greet one another with a holy kiss. Why would people not want to do that? And think about some of those reasons. Some of it can be upbringing, some of it could be personality, some of it could be bad past experiences, some of it could be it just plain sounds awkward. It's so foreign to our culture. Maybe in that culture they greeted themselves that way, like still cultures do today. In America, we would, we might be more comfortable with greet one another with a holy handshake, greet one another with a holy hug, something like that. But just spend some time thinking about our depravity. We have a default setting in our heart that balks at some of these commandments. And I think it's valuable in a sermon to ask why. Why would some folks decide, no, that's not for me? And I think if you bring that out in the message, that's going to help that message have a little bit more punch. And I think ultimately when you get around to explaining what does the commandment mean, what does it mean to greet one another with a holy kiss, why is that even important? The fact that you've spent a few minutes thinking about why we wouldn't want to do that, I think is going to make that sermon richer, and I think make the whole experience better for the congregants.